About 8 years ago, I started to be a professional maths teacher. But then currently, I'm working as an operations officer in one of the global organizations, an NGO to be specific. How did I do it? Well, in my last video, many of you expressed how you wanted to know more about my career path and the journey so far. So today, my focus is going to be explaining, or let me say diving into what I have done so far in the past, like how I got here and then how I was able to transition from being a teacher to being a corporate girly. Okay, so do stay tuned if you are interested. So before I start, I want to preface this by saying that I am not an employer. I'm an employee myself. So as much as I would want to help you choosing the right career or choosing the right job or getting employment, I am not able to offer employment. I am just an employee, and I'm just sharing my journey in case you're also interested and you want to tow the same path or similar path. This could be a very great guidance for you, and it may be applicable to other fields as well. So I just wanted to preface that because I've received quite some number of comments and DMs and emails asking me to help them with employment. I can offer some valuable tips and guidance, which I'm going to be doing in this video, but I am not able to offer employment because I don't own any organization, I don't own any company. I am just an employee. Okay. So now that we have that out of the way, I put it on my Instagram as well that what do you want me to focus on? I asked people what they wanted me to focus on for this discussion so that I don't end up wasting your time. And I got these responses from couple of people. So as I am going in, I will be touching on them. So please pay attention, especially if you ask such questions. Please pay attention so that you don't miss any of them, because I'll be blending in. I may not necessarily pick one and address them, but I'll be addressing them as we go. Okay, now on to my educational background and the courses I studied. After junior high school, I went to senior high school at Ola Girls in BA, where I read business. After SHS, I stayed at home for 1 year before I went to the uni, and between the time I stayed home and the time I went to the uni, I went to study a little bit of basics or foundations in IT. So that's why I got the opportunity to learn Microsoft in terms of PowerPoint, Word, Excel, Access, Publisher. I barely use Access and Publisher, especially in my current field, but for PowerPoint, Excel, and Word, I use them a lot. I started using PowerPoint and Excel right from when I started work. So that particular opportunity really helped me, and I thank my mother and my father for that opportunity. So right after that, I got a chance to go to the university. I'm talking about University of Education, Winneba, period. The best school in Ghana, period. I don't have time to argue with you, okay? It's period and final. So at the university, I read mathematics education. Mathematics education. I'm so proud of myself because, you know, mathematics is a course that is somehow difficult, you know, so having been able to complete it by the grace of God, I find so much pride in that, and I thank God always for seeing me through such a complex course for 4 good years. I minored in IT when I was doing mathematics education, so that was also an additional opportunity for me to grasp other IT skills. So especially with editing, and in today the editing has really helped me even in my current field. So I don't use only editing for content creation, I also use editing for my current field. Being an operations officer, it has really come in handy right from the time I started way back in 2016 when I started working, and I'm going to go into that. But basically, that is what I studied at the University of Education, Winneba. In 2017, my boss recommended for me to read project management. So I read project management. It was actually a certificate. It's not a professional certificate, project management. It's a usual normal certificate in project management. So I read it for about 4 months, and then I got the certification. But alongside my work, I realized I would need the project management skills a lot. So I topped it up with my master's. I started in 2018 and got my master's in executive business administration. Please, there's a difference between business administration and executive business administration, okay? Please know the difference. At the University of Ghana Business School, so business administration, I majored in project management actually for my master's program, and I completed that one in 2020. So after 2020, I got married. Okay, I didn't go to school again. The only school I am in currently now is March. Okay. I'm considering PhD, but it's not something that is of the top priority, you know. But when I was in school, when I was on campus in 2013, 2014, my second year, I got the opportunity to work voluntarily for an organization, a non-governmental organization, where I was recruited as a data collector and entry personnel. It wasn't a full job, it was just periodic. And at that time, I was still a student because I was in my second year. And thankfully, it used to happen when I was on vacation. But I think my third to fourth year, it usually happened for some times. It happened when I was still in school, and sometimes even during quiz times. But then by God's grace, I found ways to commute from Winnipeg to Accra, and then I come and do the data collection, and then I will go back, you know. So it was that back and forth. And I thank God so much for giving me that grace to be able to combine both school and then work. So I did the voluntary work with that organization from 2014, 2015, 2016. And at that time, the top 3 skills I learned on that job was teamwork, effective communication, and adaptability. You know, there was a lot of people and other people who were also working. They were in their full-time jobs. They were experts in their field. I found myself to be the least among them, not the least as in not me being unworthy, but then the least as in when it comes to work experience and expertise and all of that. I was the least among them, but I was open to learning so much from them. And I asked God to let me see the opportunity in that field, and also give me the humility, grace, so that I can be humble for them to teach me their experience. Okay, so I really learned from them, and because they were all coming from different fields of work, I tapped into all of them, and I had to calm down for everyone to teach me, and I was able to work with all of them. And up to today, from 2014 to this 2024, I still have most of them, their contacts. Most of them have become friends. I can call on them for references. I can call on them to give me advice, you know. So I was able to establish all those relationships with them, and that's why networking is very, very important. So if you are in school and you find any opportunity, don't just think about the money you will get from that opportunity. Think about the networking and the experience you tap from the people you are going to meet alongside. So don't relax. Please remain humble in all your ways, so that that grace would be there for you to learn. And that's how you'll be able to tap into every experience from each person. Okay, so those are the top 3 skills I learned from that particular volunteering job. One of the data collection exercises was for another organization. So let's call the organization I used to work with from 2014 organization A, right? So in 2016, when I was doing my national service, there was another organization B who was doing another data collection exercise, and the consultants who were handling them called me, right, to be part of the data collectors and in the data entry, just as usual. And I must say, it's because of the dedication and commitment I showed on organization A's job that is what led me to being called for organization B. Do you understand? So after that data collection, the supervisor whose organization was organizing the data collection, some way somehow he was going to drop us, we the data collectors, and I found myself to be the only person left, because I had to deliver the documentation to the consultants who were handling the data collection documents. So it was just me and him, and we established contacts, and we were talking what I was doing at that time. I've shared this story before. Like I said, I'll put the link in my description, but just briefly. So he took my contacts, we established networking and all of that, and then there was a vacancy at organization B, and he sent me the vacancy. I applied, I went for an interview, and I got a job, you know. God is so good. Like, it was so divine, because I had never met this supervisor before. The data collection exercise was the first time I had met him. We established contacts, and that was all. And probably he was also probably looking at how we were doing the data collection, probably studying what I was doing, my attitude, and how I was committing myself to the job. Probably, who knows? But then it's all the favor of God and the grace of God, right? So I got a job, and that's how I started working for Organization B as Education Technology Project Officer in 2017. Officially my full-time job, officially professionally as a Education Technology Project Officer. Interestingly, that supervisor for Organization B became my supervisor at Organization B, okay? And he was the one who advised me to study a course in project management, as in the certification. And when I completed the certification, I felt, okay, I need more skills in project management. Then that's when I started doing my master's. The top 3 skills I got from there includes project management. If you don't know what project management entails, please Google it quick, and then you see what the project manager does or what project management entails, okay? And then I also learned event management. We used to organize a lot of events, and most of the times I'll be a facilitator, most of the times I'll be an organizer, most of the times I'll handle the admin parts, the logistics parts. So I learned how to organize events effectively from the scratch up to the point we'll finish into the very end of the event. And then I also learned how to do documentation management, like managing documents. So whatever goes on the project, you document them down. These are the top 3 skills I would say gave me that experience and boldness to even apply it to my next job, which I am currently in. Okay, so I was at Organization B until 2019, and I moved on to Organization C, where I am currently operating. Okay, so now I am working in Organization C in 2019 December, and I was hired as a program coordinator. That's what I was hired for. And in 2021 I was promoted to a senior programs coordinator. And then from there I am now operating as an operations officer. Just in 2024, another promotion. Is God not good? God is so good. And in this job, I'm going to give you 5 top things that I do on a daily basis. And the top one is project management. Everything is about project management. Even before you would eat, it's about project management. Even before you would move into your apartment, your new location, before you would drive, before you do anything, it's considered as a project, right? So I told you to Google what project management entails. So by now you should know. If you didn't, pause the video, watch it, read it, and then come back so that you are able to follow. Because if you dive into it, we'll sleep here today. And then on a daily basis, I'm also into procurement, full procurement. Like if I mention anything and you don't understand, please Google it and then we will keep moving, okay? Because as a Julite, you shouldn't be spoon-fed. I'm sorry. If you're a Julite, you shouldn't be spoon-fed. And especially if you have gone to school, if you're a graduate, if you're an undergraduate, I'm not here to spoon-feed you. I'm sorry. Google what procurement means and let's move on, okay? And then contracting. For the past years, I have worked with Organization C. I would say that I have worked on over 100 contracts. And I don't do this myself. I do it with the team. I don't do anything by myself. I am not an independent worker. I do everything with a team. So anything I'm mentioning here, I am not working on myself. I don't work in silo. I work with a team. You understand? And I also do event management. Event management is one of the things that is really prevalent in my current job. There's no way you can be an officer or let me say a coordinator or a high-level admin or anything like that. You have to be able to know how to manage events, organize events from its inception up to the end. You know, you have to see it through to the end. And at the end of the day, you should be able to familiarize yourself with the vendors in terms of the hotels, the guest houses, the resorts, and you have to be familiar with a lot of locations. I don't know all the places in Accra here. In fact, if you ask me what this place is, I wouldn't know. But by the grace of God, you know, like I would say that I move with the grace of God because I'm not someone who roams a lot, and so I'm not familiar with the places. But if I decide to look for a place and get contacts for the place or at the place, I'm going to get it like right now. You understand? So in your operations, whatever you do, you seek God for favor because you walk in favor. If you send an email, nobody's responding to you. You make calls, nobody's responding to you. There's a problem. There's a problem. Please seek for the favor of God, and God is going to guide you. And every email you send is going to be responded quickly, and you're going to get what you are looking for. So that's how I'm able to get things very, very easily, and it has made my work so easy for me. I'm able to do my work very, very easy, all by the grace of God. I feel like God has given me a very great God speed, so I'm able to do so many things at a time, and people see it as, hey, Julie, we're doing but it's not easy. It is the grace of God which has given me God speed to do what I do best. You understand? And then the last but not least is teamwork. I work with all the project officers on board, both project officers, senior project officers, and I also work with other country members and other portfolio team. Basically, this is just a little overview of how my role is about and what I do on a daily basis as an operations officer. And so overall, I'll say that I have 8 years of full experience with working as a corporate girl in the corporate industry. And so when it comes to how I navigate content and work, and then the person said and others, I suppose the person is referring to maybe like general lifestyle, maybe my marriage, and then how I manage my home and all of that. I'll just say is just by the grace of God, because you know, sometimes I cannot put the grace of God aside, because that is what I am basically riding on. I can't put the grace of God aside. So if you're not a religious person, if you're not a spiritual person, I'm sorry, it's not something I can put aside, because that is what defines me and that is what has brought me this far. And by God's grace, I have a great partner who supports me and cheers me on. He's my number one supporter. My husband is my number one fan. He does everything for me, including setting up my filming for me to even sit here with you. Just some few minutes ago, the tablet I was using to control the on and off was going off, and then he just got up and fixed it for me. You know, me, when it comes to some of these things, I would easily pick my phone and continue filming with my phone. I would not even stress myself to continue with the camera. Anyone who knows me that I don't like anything that will stress my life. But for him, he has been a great partner. I mean, marriage is a partnership, and he understands it so well, and I'm so blessed to have him. Sometimes the work becomes very, very engaging. Sometimes I work in the night, I work through the night. Sometimes I have to wake up very, very early. It is recently that I've been able to find a great balance with my content creation and all. But when I started with content creation, I was trying to balance the content creation and the work. It was kind of difficult for me, and he was there through and through, because sometimes I would be drowning in work and I still have to produce content, because I was like, no, this content is what I really want to do as a side business. And by God's grace, he was able to hold me up. Sometimes he would just get up and then help me do the domestics. He is there, you understand? So my husband has been a great supporter for me, and I will thank him every day and every day. Okay, and I bless God for his life, for bringing him into my life, for making me whole, you know, for making me who I am today. So today, maybe I would reverse the statement and say, behind a successful woman is a great husband. So yeah, my success on social media and me being successful at my work as well, contributing 100% at each, is because of the help my husband helps me, and it's all to the grace of God. God has been good, God has been awesome, and God has been faithful in our lives. So that is how I'm able to navigate. It's not anything, it's just by the grace of God with a great partner that God has blessed me with. I also saw this comment about challenges faced and how I overcame them. I'm not sure if the person was referring to challenges I faced at work or challenges I faced at content creation. But whatever be the case, when it comes to challenges, you should have it at the back of your mind that everything comes with challenges. Even if you are sitting at one place and they tell you to just drink water, there's a challenge and you have to overcome it. So have it at the back of your mind that everything has a challenge. So far as you are in this world, everything has a challenge, and at the end of the day, you have to overcome them. So that is one thing you should put at the back of your mind, that you're not giving up, and you're also not going to relax and be complacent. Everything comes with challenges, and you have to face them and overcome them. Do you understand? And maybe the last one I would touch on, the skills I have and then the skills I've built. And so I've mentioned so many skills. So maybe what I will say regarding building them, like I said, networking, no matter the kind of skills you have, if you don't network, or if you don't have a solid network around you, even with finding the next job opportunity will be hard. With my current opportunity, like organization C I'm working with, how I was able to get the job application is through networking. I go to the same church with a person, and we've kind of formed a relationship where discussions around career is more than discussions around the church. So even though our friendship started from the church, but most of our conversations have surrounded around career and building ourselves and all of that. So as soon as I decided to move from organization B, I told him that, oh, hey, I've moved from organization B, so I'm looking for new employment. Please, when you come across any opportunity, send it my way. And I gave him my CV. I gave him what my experiences were, and he kept sending me applications and applications, and I tried applying to all of them. And this organization sees vacancy was part of the applications he was sending me. I applied, and that's how I got the job. I went through about 5 interviews, and I got the job eventually by God's grace. So networking is very, very important. Like, form genuine relationships with people. And when you go outside, so for example, when you go to events, network with people, talk to people, you know. Wherever you find yourself, talk to people. But you also have to have discerning spirit, because you know the Bible says that we don't wrestle against only flesh and blood, but then we wrestle against principalities, and the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. You understand? So you have to have discerning spirit, so that you don't end up coming across just anyone. You have to be very strategic in networking. If person A is not going to benefit you in any way, don't waste your time. Move on, and don't be afraid to move on from people. Don't be afraid. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, oh, there's not somebody I want to associate myself with. Even if the person may be in the same field as you, you have to have discerning spirit. And the only way you can have that grace and that gift is by engaging your Father in heaven. Hallelujah. So please, the Bible says we should commit all our ways in him, and he shall establish our path. So please, that is the only way. I don't know any other way. If you know another way, let me know. But for me, that is how I have known in over 30 years of my life. So please, it's just have discerning spirit, so that I don't go and bring Satan into your life. And then one thing I would also say is that when you find yourself in any environment at all, it could be a new job, it could be that you are volunteering, it could be that you've gotten somebody's been sending you. You understand? Everything is a skill. Everything is a skill. Don't underestimate anything at all in your life. So for example, when I started doing the voluntary work at organization A, I didn't know anything at that time. I really didn't understand what teamwork was. I didn't really understand what communication was. But then I had it at the back of my mind that I was going to learn and I was going to really adapt. When it came to the data entry, it wasn't everyone who was on the data collection team that was recruited for the data entry. You know, so that means they might have seen my work ethic, how committed I was, and how disciplined I was, how probably I was communicating with the rest of the team, and how good of a team player I was. You know, so don't underestimate anything at all. And when they give you something, you understand, like, don't be complacent. Integrity and honor goes hand in hand, and that is how the favor of God's favor will also work for you. Just because the favor and the grace of God is available for every believer doesn't mean that you should be complacent. It doesn't mean you should be dishonest. It doesn't mean that you should throw integrity somewhere under the carpet. No, you have to be all of that. We are not perfect, but as much as possible, to the best of your capacity, please uphold those standards and live by them. And I am telling you that this thing pays. This thing pays. You understand? This thing pays. That is how, by God's grace, I've been able to move from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4, and now I am fully 8 years and like feeling so full. And by God's grace, I can confidently say that the experiences I have can even move me to a higher position. You understand? So please uphold those standards and live by them. Don't be complacent. And then people keep saying, oh, work smart and not hard. Working smart comes from the experiences you have gotten from working hard. You understand? So it is not automatic that you come out from school and you want to work smart. No. It is the experiences you will gather over some period which will give you that knowledge to be able to say that, okay, when I do A and B and C and D to be able to achieve Z, this time around I can combine A, B and C and D at one place so that I can still achieve the same Z or even better. So don't rush in life. Be very, very hardworking. Hardworking is still a skill. You don't throw it under the carpet and say that, oh, we are in today there who works hard. No, it is still there, and hard work pays. When you work hard and your work is unquestionable, sometimes you don't even have to do much. And sometimes when you tell your boss you are tired, your boss will understand because you're a hard worker. You understand? Your boss will understand because you're a hard worker. By God's grace. And this one day I'll blow my trumpet small. So my team usually say that, oh, Juliana, please do your magic for us. Oh, Juliana, please do your magic for us. Why do they say that? Because they know that at everything, I can get it like this for them. I can do it quickly for them. You understand? That is how I have built myself, and that is the uniqueness I have attached to myself, that I want my team to be able to come to a point where if I am not there, they will feel like something is missing. Something is missing. Not to say that I'm irreplaceable. Everybody is irreplaceable, but the uniqueness. What is the unique thing your team will forever remember you for? For me, even nothing at all comes to mind. I'll say that if I leave my team right now, they'll say that, if Juliana was here, she would have done this for us in a minute. If Juliana was here, she would have done this for us like quickly and better. You understand? So that's one thing I always praise God for, and that is what you should be aiming at if you are an undergraduate, or if you are a graduate, if you're looking for a job, or if you've gotten a job. Find what you are good at and make yourself unique, so that your team would always miss that aspect of you. You understand? Even if they find a replacement, they will miss that uniqueness of you. Do you understand? Yeah, so all too soon, I hope I've been able to give you what my career entails, right from my educational background and what my current career path is, in case you are also looking at becoming an operations officer or a high-level admin or a project manager or anything like that. I hope this small detail gave you an idea of what you should be looking at, especially if you want to do your master's, or if you want to study a particular course, or if you're still figuring out what course to do and all of that. I hope this has given you a little bit of insight. Let me know if you have any other questions and what you want me to focus on the next time regarding personal development. If you do not know me, my name is Juliana Amwating. I'm a beauty content creator, personal development, and then also lifestyle. I talk about some of these things once in a while. And today, being Personal Development Day, we decided to talk about my career path and what it entails. And I want to say that if you are looking for a job, I pray that God grants you your heart desire and God be with you. I wish you all the best. And again, do not relent on integrity. Do not relent on being honorable. Do not relent on being a trustworthy person. And also do not relent on being a reliable person. Let your team remember you for your uniqueness, okay? I pray that God be with you and establish you in every way, okay? And I pray that you succeed in all your endeavors. I hope you do well. God bless you, and I love you. I'll see you in my next video. Have a good day. Bye.